Hafaday and good afternoon, and I hope we all had a hearty lunch from an establishment with a passing A rating. Thanks to our Division of Environmental Health. Welcome to the Office of the Governor of Guam to proclaim September 2025 as the 13th Annual Guam Food Safety Education Month. Before we begin with our remarks, of course, I want to recognize the presence of our Governor, the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero Magahagan Guahan. If you can give her a round of applause. From the Department of Public Health Leadership, starting with Therese Areola, our Director. Her Deputy, Peter John Camacho, Hafaday. As well as Deputy Amanda Lee Shelton, a former senator. I think she was here. Give her a round of applause. Tom Nadeau, Chief Environmental Public Health Officer. Ms. Leilani Navarro, Environmental Public Health Officer Administrator. Mr. Frank Cruz, Guam Food Safety Advisory Council Chairman. On his immediate right is another Frank Tovez, Guam Food Safety Advisory Council Co-Chairman. Ms. Catherine Ankau, Chief Public Health Officer. And I also want to individually acknowledge our DPHSS divisions because there are so many. Division of General Admin, where are we at? Division of General Administration, yes. Division of Children's Wellness, yes. Division of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention. Full disclosure, that's my husband. Division of Senior Citizens. Where are you at, Shar? Division of Public Welfare. Fran. Division of Public Health. And Division of Environmental Health. Yes. I also want to acknowledge our military partners joining us this afternoon, starting with Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Lindsay Vu, Hafaday, as well as Captain Edward Telmo, and Master Sergeant Alvin Gordon, Hafaday. From the FDA, Lieutenant Commander Claire Tipton, USPHS FDA, and Raymond Lin from the FDA. Also, some of our partners joining us this afternoon, Doreen Cano from the Micronesian Mar, Manager, Hafaday, Mrs. Doreen. Renee Lau, also from the Micronesian Mar, Executive Director. Hey, Renee. And our other members of the Guam Food Safety Advisory Council, Hafaday, and welcome to the Office of the Governor. Let's give them a round of applause. And also, if your friends and coworkers aren't able to join us in person this afternoon, this is live streaming on YouTube at GovLu Guam, so they can come back and watch later. Without further ado, I do want to start our program, starting with our director, Therese Areola, and her opening remarks. Yes.
Thank you, Crystal. Buenas and Hafaday, everyone. Governor, it's a big day for you. Thank you for making the time. I know that today is a very significant day, and you're very busy. So if you haven't catch the news, watch the news. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I especially, we've recognized all the dignitaries here. Thank you, especially the Food Safety Advisory Council. Thank you for your service and your time in volunteering and making sure that our island's people is, the codes are up to par and that the safety of our people's health when we go out and enjoy our establishments and our restaurants are right there and safe. And to our partners, thank you so much. DOD representatives, FDA, thank you so much. We're one Guam, and so we're all in this together. If we get sick, we're going to get sick together. We're going to stay healthy together. And of course, the acknowledging all the division chiefs. I appreciate that you come out and support your fellow division chief, Tom Nadeau, with the Division of Environmental Health, that takes the lead in this proclamation in this month's activities. And to all the Department of Public Health and Social Services employees who are present and who are watching, thank you so much for all your hard work. The Division of Environmental Health, led by Chief Tom Nadeau of the Department of Public Health and Social Services, is proud to lead the 13th Annual Guam Food Safety Education Month this September in partnership with the Guam Food Safety Advisory Group. GFSEM aligns with National Food Safety Education Month, a national-wide initiative launched in 1994 by the International Food Safety Council of the National Restaurant Association Educational Foundation. This annual campaign emphasizes the importance of food safety education in preventing foodborne illnesses and promoting public health. The GFSEM was first celebrated in 2006 and continues through 2015, culminating in the 10th annual observance. From 2016 to 2022, the initiative evolved into the Guam Environmental Public Health Education Month to address broader environmental health topics. In 2023, DEH, Division of Environmental Health, revived the Guam Food Safety Education Month to refocus on food safety, and the momentum continues in 2025 with renewed commitment and expanding outreach. With regards to foodborne illnesses and a persistent threat, it is a persistent threat, especially in our humidity and in our island. Recent data from the DPHSS Office of Epidemiology, that is here today, thank you Patrick Soto, our territorial epidemiologist is here, and the Guam Communicable Disease Dashboard show a notable increase in acute gastroenteritis cases in early 2025, exceeding the 3-year average. Salmonella remains the dominant pathogen, followed by, and excuse me, I'm going to murder this, Campylobacter, is that correct? And Vibrio. Guam's most significant outbreak in the past 2 decades include, in 2011, over 350 elementary students affected across 5 public schools, and in 2013, 35 to 40 individuals sickened at a hotel event. I'm so glad that it's not recent. Guam continues to experience a downward trend in fish and food poisoning rates per 100,000 population, attributed to the adoption of the Guam Food Code in 2014, which mirrors the 2005 FDA Model Food Code. Strong regulatory enforcement and inspection protocols also has a factor to do with the downward trend. Ongoing public education by all of us and outreach efforts. Collaboration with local and federal partners, including the Guam Food Safety Advisory Group, all contribute to the downward trend. In 2025, the Guam legislature passed the Anathematic Food Donation Act, Public Law 28-24, signed by this good governor of mine, clarifying liability protections for food donors and enhancing food recovery efforts. This law empowers the Department of Public Health and Social Services to promote safe food donation practices and aligns with updates in the 2022 FDA Food Code, which now includes enhanced protocols for handling donated perishable foods. This law underscores the need to update the Guam Food Code to align with the 2022 Food Code to ensure that Guam's food safety regulations reflect the most current science-based standards for preventing foodborne illnesses, and much gratitude and acknowledgement to all. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to the dedicated DEH staff, the Division of Environmental Health staff, who is here today, and many who are not, because they're out there protecting us. The Guam Food Safety Advisory Group, thank you so much, and all partners, military, FDA, for their tireless efforts in making the Guam Food Safety Education Month 2025 a success. Your commitment to protecting public health and promoting safer, healthier Guam is truly, truly appreciated. And I will leave the details of the month's activity to Chief of the Division, Tom Nadeau. Thank you Thank you so much, and I'm so glad it's Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Director Ariola. I now want to give the floor to Tom Nadeau, Chief Environmental Public Health Officer.
Thank you very much, Crystal. Governor, it's always an honor and pleasure when you lead our proclamation signing every year. So thank you very much. I know you're a busy woman, so thank you. Appreciate this. And to the leadership of public health, my deputy director and my director, I thank them for their support, their continued support in environmental health and things we do. And to my colleagues of the division who I had to personally invite, so I make sure they come here. We only do this once a year for environmental health, so thank you guys. I appreciate this. And also of course, we have two Franks. They've been with the division for the past 25 years when we had the Guam Food Safety Task Force started. I thank you to these gentlemen. I mean, they've been here, gosh, forever with environmental health, so thank you. Thank you very much. And to others, our partners and stakeholders, thank you very much. And all the attendees, I thank you. But also to my staff, especially my staff, the folks that are wearing khaki. They're the best team I could possibly have, and I thank them. Wonderful work. And I'd like to acknowledge also Rana. Yeah, stand by on health. Thank you.
Thank you
Stand
for keeping
up.
us food safe.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. They're a wonderful team. I've always said, whatever I may lack in numbers, I make it up in quality, so thank you, guys. And just recognize Rana in the back. She coordinated this, and it's her first time, and she said she was nervous. But I think she did well, so thank you. And I think I give a plug for our organizer. I like to acknowledge Aztec for kind of help leading this effort to make my life easier, as I said. Okay, so this year's theme, Keep Bacteria at Bay by Keeping Baxter Away, highlights the importance of seafood, safe food handling practices to prevent bacteria and other harmful germs from making us sick. Baxter is our villainous mascot character from the Guardians of the Food Galaxy Food Safety Campaign, as shown in the back. We decided to highlight him this year because previous years we forgot to make his poster, so we figured we'll give him the honor by recognizing Baxter this year. So Baxter represents the pathogenic bacteria, viruses, and other harmful microorganisms that can contaminate our foods and make us sick. Using engaging visuals, educational content, and interactive activities, the campaign hopes to inspire individuals and families to take charge of food safety in a fun and meaningful ways. So for this month in September, we'll be hosting a poster contest for the island's elementary school students. And I told we have over 620 entries so far from 30 public and private schools. And the coming weeks, we'll be selecting the winners. Yeah, that was really awkward. The September 17 Food Safety Educational Conference will be held, and we are anticipating up to 125 of our invited partners and stakeholders to attend and learn about 5 contributing factors of foodborne illnesses. Then come September 23rd to 25th, we're having a food safety training for our DH staff and invited regulatory personnel and our food advisory group members. It's a 3 half-day training on food pathogens and foodborne illness outbreak investigation. A handful of these sections will be actually provided by off-island trainers who will be presenting virtually. And finally, we'll conclude the month on September 27th with a food safety fair that's open to everyone at the center court of Micronesia Mall from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I'd like to thank Micronesia Mall for hosting that event as well. There'll be static and interactive food safety displays, raffle prize, live entertainment, and also that's when we'll be recognizing and awarding the winners of the year's poster contest. And Governor, I hope you can join us to celebrate that and give out our prizes and recognition. The 27th, ma'am? The last Saturday of the month. Yes, ma'am. Great, excellent, thank you. So you had that on record. Excellent, thank you. And we're inviting everyone to come. So with that, thank you, everyone. It's going to be a great month, and thank you, everyone, for coming once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. Now for our remarks from our Honorable Governor, Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero.
Thank you very much, Crystal, and welcome to really this great day proclaiming a month for food safety education. I like this, keep Baxter away. I think it's a really good way of getting our kids involved, right, and interested. They always like cartoons and animated ways of education. So I just want to say thanks for the creativity and the way to keep our kids involved. I also want to thank everyone here for all the work that they do. You know, as you know, Guam, our people love to eat. And also, food isn't just for consumption. There's a lot of things around food, right? We socialize around food when we're down in the dumps and we go to help our people, we bring food to them. We make sure that there's always food for our children. Any event, there's always food. Food is a very not only healthy, nurturing the body, but also it's a social, cultural situations, and we gather around food. There's movies made about food. Everybody gets on the food channels to learn more about what to cook, how to cook, and all this. So, in order to continue that enjoyment of food, it's very important that we, all of you as regulators, to make sure that what we ingest and we put in our mouths is safe and that Baxter's not in there. And making sure that, food are cooked right, the temperature is right, whether it's supposed to be cold, cold, whether it's supposed to be hot, hot, right? Even how you store them and so forth. These are all very preventive measures against gastroenteritis and E. coli, salmonella, all of that. I also want to thank the Food Safety Council for your committed effort to create the policies. I remember when it first started, I was the senator then. I remember meeting at Sam Choi's. I think, Frank, you were the manager there at that time. We had meetings there and how we can start off and the importance of the council and the food safety standards, right? Guidelines, rules, and regulations. And, that's been over 20 years, and it continues to be a great, great means of safety for our people. And so thank you for yes, I remember that. You had less gray hair at the time, but but the food that Sam Choi gave was really good too. But I remember that we first started that when I was senator. Also, I just want to thank Tom Nadeau and of course Director Therese and Peter John and Amanda and all the leaders of the public health, because that is your mission, public health. It involves everything, and certainly food safety is key there. Outbreaks can happen really, really fast, but prevention is also very key. So your job is very essential in protecting people could die from improperly cooked food or from salmonella, E. coli, babies, and so forth, right? So all that you do to protect the health and safety of our people is remarkable. And it's incredibly, amazingly, a very important, essential part for the quality of life of our people. As I said, food is very important in our culture. And so I just want to say thank you. Know that this administration continues to provide the resources and the help that we can in whatever ways that we do to continue the livelihood of our island and our people. I also want to thank Micronesia Mall. They're such good community partners, really, for allowing our government and private sector people to display their programs in your central court. I know almost every weekend you're busy there. And just want to say thank you to Gigi too. Please give her our regards because she's also very, very involved in making sure there's opportunities for community outreach that people can go to. So thank you so much for all our other partners in the private sector and the public sector for moving along very good programs, not just with food safety, with public health, but many other programs. We just recently had a real big breastfeeding, feeding encouragement and persuasion out there, and so many other things that happens there. And community outreach and proclaiming this month is ways for us to make the community aware of what we do as a government in protecting themselves. And oh, and Therese is just saying SNAP BPT is going to roll out. Public health has, over the last few years, have really, really stepped up to the plate in trying to meet their mission and their vision. And so I just want to say thank you to also public health, our military partners, our community partners. We're all together to unite with one great purpose, and that is to protect our people. So thank you. And Biba, Food Safety Month, and thank you, Baxter, for staying away. Sidney Mossy.
Cesar Mossy, Governor. And now for the reading and the signing of the proclamation. Our readers today are Frank Cruz and Frank Toves, your chairman for the Guam Food Safety Advisory Council.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, everybody. A proclamation of the Governor proclaiming September 2025 as the 13th Annual Guam Food Safety Education Month. Whereas the Division of Environmental Health, Department of Public Health and Social Services, is the lead entity tasked to prevent foodborne illness on Guam through the enactment of governing laws and regulations and the implementation of public education activities promoting food safety. Whereas this year marks the 13th anniversary of the Guam Food Safety Education Month, which DEH has spearheaded annually since 2006. This year, the division continues its effort to raise awareness about foodborne illness prevention with the theme, keep bacteria away. I'm sorry, let's start that over. Keep bacteria at bay by keeping Baxter away.
Whereas DEH has been implementing the Guam Food Code since 2014 through education and outreach activities. The Guam Food Code is the island's regulations and ensure the safe and sanitary operation of Guam's retail establishments such as restaurants, bakeries, and grocery stores to prevent foodborne illnesses. And whereas DEH will continue to heighten awareness about the Guam Food Code and the importance of food safety through its campaign during this year's Guam Food Safety Education Month. This campaign will help reinforce proper food safety practices and procedures through a poster contest for Guam residents, kindergarten through the 5th grade, a food safety conference for the food industry, a series of training regulators and other partners, and a food safety fair.
Now therefore I, Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Magahagan Guahan, Governor of Guam, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Organic Act of Guam as amended, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as the 13th Annual Guam Food Safety Education Month. I urge Guamanians to support the goals and objectives of the Division of Environmental Health of the Department of Public Health and Social Services and the missions of the Guam Food Safety Advisory Group by promoting and practicing proper food safety procedures to prevent foodborne illnesses. given under my hand, caused the Great Seal of Guam to be affixed in the capital village of Agutnia on this 5th day of September in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini 2025. Biba, 13th Annual Good Guam Food Safety Education Month. Si Zeus Masi. Biba!
With that, I do want to invite everyone in the room to join us in the front for a group photo. And then I'm going to tell you to please migrate to the small conference room for cake. You can't leave without having cake. I hear it's from Gourmet Guam, so you can't leave. Dessert for your lunch.